A couple weeks ago, we watched The Protégé, and then I got sick, so we haven't had time to record this till now. But no one will give a shit anyways, because it's The Protégé. So Aiden, what's the plot of The Protégé?
The Protégé is about an assassin played by Susie Q, whose name I don't remember, who's raised by an assassin named Samuel Jackson. And Samuel Jackson is murdered, so she goes to avenge his death, but then it turns out he faked his death, and a bunch of very confusing things happen, and a lot of people get dead. Connor, what'd you think of The Protégé? Oh, and it's a really horny movie.
It's really horny for Michael Keaton.
Yes, it is.
The Protégé is another Martin Campbell joint. It's a regular on this channel. I've reviewed GoldenEye, Casino Royale, Green Lantern, The Foreigner.
It's insane. I didn't even realize that the same guy who made fucking GoldenEye made Casino Royale. Those are two very different movies.
And the guy who made Casino Royale made Green Lantern of all movies.
He's been on a while.
He's got range. He's got
range. Yeah, it's a range, alright.
Range. Anyways, The Protégé is John Wick's exploitation film where Susie Q goes on a revenge mission for Samuel Jackson, but it turns out Samuel Jackson somehow faked his death because when a white guy got shot and he put his jacket on the white person, and somehow this fooled trained assassin Susie Q, who didn't check on the body, confusingly. So she goes on this revenge quest, which ultimately ends up feeling pretty hollow and pointless, because at the end of the day she just kind of kills some guy that Samuel Jackson's like, I have beef with this guy, I have to get him killed. But really, Susie Q has no investment in this mission once we find out Samuel Jackson isn't dead.
Yeah,
which is convenient because she basically gets cut out of the finale so that there can be some like faux Tarantino dialogue between Samuel Jackson and the main villain.
Because Samuel Jackson just like
Samuel
walks out of the shadows alive.
He walks out of the shadows alive, and then he dies 2 minutes later.
Well, yeah, but at that point it's like they came out here because someone tried to kill Samuel Jackson, but he's not dead, and everything's okay. But then they're like, now we have to go on this suicide mission to kill this guy because he has a handicapped son or something that he doesn't take care of. Or
I don't know.
Fucking know what
I don't know why. I mean, they still killed the wife and like the computer hacker guy, so I guess she was sad about that a little bit.
I think I was pissed when that happened.
Samuel Jackson's wife died, and so did the computer hacker guy
fair.
that she was friends with, so I guess that's like part of it. So she's like, I guess I'll just complete the mission. And she really wants to fuck Michael Keaton. That's a big part of the plot.
That's weird.
I don't know what really to say about this movie. Like, there's like parts that set it up to be really interesting, but then a lot of it's just like I don't know. The action's okay, I guess. It's like there's cool action. Okay. It's just like I found like once Sam Jackson turned out to be alive, I just lost all investment in the movie because I'm like, why am I supposed to care anymore? Who is this guy?
And then Sam Jackson just blows himself up.
The villain is so mysterious and shit that we barely get to know him. So we barely get to know this villain. We have no reason for the villain to really want the villain dead once we learn that Sam Jackson just kind of faked it the whole time, his death.
The villain plot is just tied into how awful the mystery is in this movie.
What's the fucking mystery?
Well, the mystery, we don't. At first, she doesn't know who tried to kill Samuel Jackson, so she goes to Vietnam. She hires a motorcycle gang to surround some guy's car, who's like the CEO of something.
And then the CEO immediately dies.
She talks to the CEO, and the CEO gets shot by some guy, and that guy is also on the same
with
staff
Michael
as Michael
Keaton.
Keaton. And Susie Q and Michael Keaton are really horny and fuck and talk about how much they want to fuck, but they also have to kill each other. But then the big mystery is who's hiring Michael Keaton and the other guy. And
Then it just turns
the-
out to be
the
some
mystery-
mystery that isn't really that consequential to the plot.
well, the thing is, like, when she kills the guy who's like Michael Keaton's coworker, who he does not like, because Michael Keaton's coworker guy like kills people and tortures them. Michael Keaton's a nice guy that everyone's horny for. When she kills that guy, she apparently tortures him because she talks to Michael Keaton on the phone and she's like, "Now I know everything," but the audience doesn't know anything. So she knows, Michael Keaton knows, Samuel Jackson knows, all the characters in the movie know, but for some reason the audience doesn't know. And you'd think there's some sort of interesting mystery, but at the end it's like some old guy who Samuel Jackson pretended to kill so that he could escape his life of being like a sex trafficker or something, who became a CEO and had a kid that he put in a fucking church or something, and you just don't give a shit. And then Samuel Jackson has like a 20-minute speech
Right.
with the guy and blows himself up, and then the movie's just over.
It's
And
like,
the mystery is just like,
it's also a weird blend of genres because it wants to be like a neo-noir, which it fails to do harshly.
yeah, the mystery
But it
aspect is
also
horrible.
wants to combine that with being like a John Wick type movie, which it fails to do as well. At least that's what the marketing department was trying to push, because it was a very John Wick-ish poster just
Yeah.
from the studio that brought you fucking John Wick. It really, I don't know, like it just was like really poorly advertised. I didn't think Maggie Q's character was that bad. I thought Sam Jackson's character was pretty bad. I thought Sam Jackson phoned in his performance like
whatever the
nothing
fuck
else.
Sam Jackson's on.
This felt like such an ego project for fucking. Honestly, it felt like fucking Michael Keaton's character would be like written for the director or some shit.
Michael Keaton was the only actor in the movie who was fucking trying. So I'll give him that, even though the movie was just like some weird shit where everyone's really horny for him.
Yeah.
It's very bizarre. But yeah, the mystery fucking sucks in this movie. That's all I wanted to make clear. Like, the mystery spins its wheels, all the characters learn everything before you learn anything, and then it ends, and it's a really shitty mystery. It's a fucking
That's
bad
pretty
mystery.
much it. So Aiden, what are your thoughts on this movie that you didn't already cover?
Like I said, the mystery is very bad, and the mystery is what is supposed to be tying the plot together. Sam Jackson not being dead is very cheap. The horniness...
It's not even cheap, it just doesn't make fucking sense.
Well, yeah, that too.
Well, it's cheap, but it's like, for what purpose is Sam Jackson not dead, other than the fact that he wanted to fake his death to write himself out of 3/4 of this movie?
Yeah,
I would assume that
expensive.
was in the original novel or whatever this was based on. I assume this was based on a novel.
The horniness is creepy. I call it creepy. Like, fucking...
It's an uncomfortable horniness.
Michael
when the
Keaton,
movie's
like,
so
shoots her in
horny
the
over some
kneecap.
guy who's like 70.
Michael Keaton, like, shoots her in the kneecap, and then she kicks him in the teeth, and then they start banging in a pile of glass, and it's like the fucking... Michael Keaton's coworker is hanging dead in the bathroom next door while they bang in his bed, and like there's like graphic scenes of her sucking on his hairy testicles and shit. It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
It's fucking creepy.
I remember that scene where
It's fucking creepy.
sucking Michael Keaton's hairy testicles.
It's fucking creepy is my point. It's weird. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Old people shouldn't be allowed to be sexual. They should be in fucking diapers. Michael Keaton should be in a fucking... Michael Keaton should be sitting next to the kid's fucking...
Well,
the
the
guy's
movie's
fucking...
written like fucking Michael Keaton's
Handicapped son.
Fabio in the 90s, bro. Like, they're like Michael Keaton's hunky body, and it's just some old fucking decrepit guy, like, bent over, man titties out. You know his man titties are down to his hairy testicles that Maggie Q is sucking.
Yeah, it's weird. Some of the action is okay, but it's really nothing standout. that's it. I mean, it's not a movie that will leave a impact on anyone. It did not leave an impact on me. So Connor, would you recommend The Protégé?
No, I would not. Thought it was shitty. I mean, there were moments I liked. I thought the action was okay, but for the most part, it's very lip dick. So, Aiden, would you recommend The Protégé?
No. No, just no. It's not very good.
Alright, bye.
Bye.